Hi, another weight, health and PhD update. So weight-wise, things are not good. So I think last time I weighed in, I was 15 stone 9 before I went on holiday, and I am now 15 stone 13.2. So I'm not liking it. I'm putting on so much weight. The shape of my stomach, everything, my clothes aren't sitting right. I'm feeling horrible. So today, when I woke up and seen that was the weight, I was like, okay, enough's enough. I'm going to get back on track. I know exactly why I've gained so much weight. I've been making bad choices. I've been addicted to cheesy pasta. And for quite a lot of nights in a row, I was having cheesy pasta for dinner. It was just, I don't know, it just felt like a comfort food. So I was having, a big bowl of that with lots and lots of tomato sauce on top. I mean, it was bloody good, but it is not doing wonders for my waistline. What else have I been eating? Fruit pastel ice lollies as well. And I've also been having a big bowl of cereal in the morning. So I'm really bad with cereal. I don't know what you're like, but I can't just have a wee bowl. So I've been having a big bowl of like oat cluster things, but with a banana. So I've got to have breakfast every morning for my blood sugars, because every morning I wake up, they're low. So I have to have, the banana always spikes my blood. So that's why I've been doing that. But yeah, all the things I've been doing, I've been having the jelly beans to bring my sugars up as well, which, to be fair, when my sugars are low, I need to bring them up. I need to eat sugar, which is kind of annoying me. But I really need to make better choices from today. I'm going off again tomorrow. I'm going to Blackpool for a few nights with my mum, sister and nephews again. So I'm going to, I'm not going to be completely restrictive, but I'm going to just try and make better choices, because feeling better is more important than, having an ice cream or that down there. So depending on the weather, because it's been rather hot lately. But the plan is to just try and be a bit more mindful, which could also be, my weight could also be changing as well, because my amitriptyline has increased, so it's doubled, and I know that can cause weight gain. And I've also come off the tacrolimus, so I'm not sure if that was keeping my weight down a wee bit. So it'll be interesting to weigh myself again in a week after hopefully making better choices, and then see if it's entirely down to diet. So that's the plan for that. And yeah, so health-wise, what's been happening? When I was away on my wee holiday last time, my consultant rang me to say that, my bloods are just looking so much better. He thinks that although the tacrolimus was helping stop the disease, the dermatomyositis and the lung disease, so it was kind of keeping that under control, but it was my kidneys weren't happy. My body just wasn't liking it. So he thinks it's down to the tacrolimus that my kidneys and my liver has been struggling. So he's ordered for some more bloods, which I've tried to go and get, but I can't get an appointment until the 29th with phlebotomy, so I need to wait to the end of the month. But his plan is that he will keep me off the tacrolimus just now, or maybe go back on it but at a smaller dose. Or maybe he said, well, we'll just try and taper the steroids really, really slowly and see how I cope and how I react to that. But my worry there is, and I think that's his worry as well, is that, what if everything flares up and I'm back to square one? I don't think I would completely go back to square one, purely because, there's people involved now. So it's not like I'm going to be lying in bed for a couple of months not eating and feeling like I'm dying anymore. I think the first sign of the rash or that coming back, or pains, then, it would be a case of discussing it with a consultant. But I did notice yesterday, so I was cutting the grass. Now the front garden, I always go on about this because it's ridiculous. You could build another house in that garden, which I'm really grateful for it. But it is very hard work trying to cut it. But I went out yesterday in the scorching heat, even though I went out early, and cut the grass. So it's done now for a couple of weeks. But my lungs were struggling, and they haven't been like that for a while. Even just walking from, like the bottom of the garden to empty the grass into the bin I just was struggling to breathe. So I'm not sure if that's also maybe related to the fact that I've come off the tacrolimus. So that would be my main concern, would be the lung disease progressing, because the way it affects the lungs, you know, COPD and asthma and stuff affects the airways, but interstitial lung disease affects the actual lungs. So it's scarring. So any damage, any further damage causes scarring. So it means it doesn't go back. So my lungs the way they are now are as good as they're ever going to be. They're never going to improve. So it's just really about keeping it from progressing. So I don't want it to progress. I don't want it to get any worse, because although it's been feeling a bit better recently, it's normal. I think it's the warmer weather that helps. But when it comes to the winter again, I know I'm going to be struggling. So that's really health. Maybe the diabetes. So that's still been a bit, it's up and down. So I'm currently still on the slow release metformin twice a day and glycoside twice a day. But last night I decided to take away the glycoside at dinner time to see if it would stop my bloods dropping, because normally they've been dropping when I go to bed and they're dropping down to like 3.6, 3.2. So I thought, right, I'll stop that. So they did last night. I think the lowest they were 5.3, which is a good number. But I also thought, well, maybe it'll stop my bloods dropping in the morning, because they're also very low. Some mornings they were 2.8. And I know it because I wake up feeling awful. But they were still low this morning. They were 3.2. So I'll continue for a while, see how it goes just with the one glycoside. And then I may just have to go back and speak to the practice nurse, because I don't want bloods dropping constantly. And then if I don't take the glycoside, sometimes they just spike too high. So I feel like I can't win, but I feel like it's just something I'm going to have to learn to adapt to. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for health. PhD is going really well. Supervisors, so I've had a meeting basically through video with one supervisor. He was really happy with the progress. We discussed possible internal examiners for Viva. And then I had another telephone catch up with my other supervisor not so long ago, and she was really happy with what I'm handing into her. She's happy with the progress. She's given me great feedback on how to develop some stuff. We're also, you know, she's told me not to panic if by any chance I do not get an extension, which would mean I would have to submit the end of August. I'm not sure how that's going to work, given that you've got to, you know, give your notice to submit. And that's normally supposed to be about 2 months before. And we ain't got 2 months. So I'm definitely, you know, I'm feeling good about it. We've kind of discussed that, you know, even if it has to go in soon, it's possible. It wouldn't be, you know, the best, or it wouldn't be at the standard I'd want it to be at, but it would still be something to submit. She said the data is just excellent and that will really shine through. So I'm not convinced that it would be worth submitting by the end of August, but the goal is to just keep working away at it. I was awake last night, it was just too hot. So in bed, I just thought, no, I'm going to get the laptop. So I just sat in bed in the dark and just did a bit more work on it. And as I said, I'm going to wait to Blackpool tomorrow, but I am packing my laptop. This time I've got my own room. So last time when I was in the caravan, I didn't have space. I did get up and do PhD work in the mornings, but I was exhausted because I was getting up at like 6 to try and do it an hour and a half. Whereas in Blackpool, I'm going to have my own bedroom, so I can work on it at night, I can work on it in the morning, without it really sort of, you know, setting a different tone for my family, me sitting studying. But you just can't anyway. With my nephews are crazy, loving it with bits, but they're crazy. I think partly my comfort eating has been due to the stress actually being around them, because I absolutely love them with bits, but they are, you know, it's hard work being back around 2 young kids when you're not used to it, especially when they're all excited about a holiday and, you know, want everything to see. But yeah, I absolutely love them to bits, but it can be a bit stressful. So that is my weight, health and PhD update for July the 11th. And I'm off out today to go and pick up my mum and my nephews and go and get some shopping in to make packed lunches for the car on the way down, because my sister drives. So my mum's going to make her and the boys packed lunches, and I'm going to make mine and my sister's. So it's looking set to be another hot day. So I hope whatever you're doing, you have lots of fun. You get to spend your spoons on something fun, and see you next time, hopefully a few pounds later.